everybody, hello, hello, hello. Don't turn away, it is me. I've just had my hair cut and dyed it. It's supposed to be ash blonde. I don't know. I don't think it's ash blonde, but anyway, it's different to what it was. When I first did it, it looked a bit red, which was a bit worrying. But anyway, you haven't tuned in to hear me go on about my hair, I don't suppose. It's really nice to see all of you. Thank you for joining me at this early stage. Some of you sitting on the doorstep, I think. Right, today we are going back to well, I called it Shabby Chic, and it's not actually, is it? It's the pretty journal, the Infinity Journal. Oh, I wonder, Mr. F, at some stage if you could pass me my Infinity Journals. They're in that poly bag there behind the sewing machine. Thank you. Yeah, these are the Infinity Journals for the new folks. This is the pretty one. And we're just going through them steadily, bit by bit. I just tied that there just out of the way. So this is why they're called Infinity Journals, because you turn it that way, and that way, and that way, and that way, and then you're back to here, and you turn it this way, and so you go round again. They're clever, aren't they? So I'm thinking that this page that we have here will probably go there. I do like this page. It's really pretty, I think, with blues and peachy colour. But I'm thinking that I'll go there. It'll look quite nice. Well, the one that we do today will go there, and I'll tell you why this exact one isn't going there in a little while. And then we've got some of the more grungy side of life. That's the cover of this one, which I absolutely adore. I love that cover. And that's what started me off on the stamping route, which has proved to be quite expensive. That's the next page that you come to there. And these are all pockets, so you can get good journaling cards or whatever in there. That one. The violets. Now that could have fitted in either journal, either the pretty or but it's in this one now. And I think this is what we did last Sunday. I think so, possibly. So that's that one, an Infinity Journal. And then there's this one. And I don't know what I've done with this one. Maybe not much. It's got no front on it. It's got that, which is quite nice. And this one. Oh, violets again. And that might be that, I think, actually. Yeah, that's that. So those are the Infinity Journals. Let me just say at this stage, if you fancy making an Infinity Journal and you missed the video with all the measurements and everything in, they are for sale in my Etsy shop, which is nice, paint a lot. And I believe that Royal Mail is going to be moving from Tuesday onwards. We've been sending all our orders out via courier, and it's not the cheapest way to be, but hopefully we're back to normal come Tuesday. Now this is the other one. This is exactly the same, except I've done it in more, well, kind of more Timmy, grungy, rusticy colours, and frankly I absolutely love that. And yeah, I know Tony Vince will be watching this tomorrow and going, oh, I love that. Talking of Tony Vince, I just want to say a huge thank you to Tony and Terry and Joe for supporting the channel the way that you do. It's greatly appreciated. And happy birthday, Joe. So that's what we're going to aim to make both of these today. Just so you can see how different colours play differently and give you a very different result. Now I'm going to explain to you what's wrong with this one. This looks pretty flat, that's how I'd describe it. And what it is, I stamped it in a yellowy green colour. See it there on the stem, it's this yellowy green colour. And it just hasn't worked. You know, I've done my best painting it to try and give a bit of depth to it, but it It's okay, but it really hasn't worked. So they all need to be stamped out in black, which is what I've done. I've stamped one for each of those and one for each of those, and I've saved you watching me fussy cut them, because this one in particular, where I decided to cut all the buds out, man, what was I thinking about? I do not know. But I've done it now, and so we're ready, pretty much ready for the off. So let's think about backgrounds first. We can get them sort of started, and they can be drying while we attend to the flowers. So I'm using my Daleroni, got it from Hobbycraft when it was on sale. It's A5, so it's, well, nearly 8.5 by 6, that sort of measurement. And it's a mixed media paper. Now, I wouldn't recommend that you stamp onto mixed media paper. Certainly not this one, because it's not that smooth. You know, it's got quite a texture to it, actually. And if you think about it, if you're stamping, you want the flattest possible, smoothest surface. Excuse me, so you can get a good image of your stamp. The problem I have with that is the paper I've got that's really smooth doesn't paint very well. You can get the colour on there, but you can't move it like the way I like to do it. So I'm forgoing the perfect stamp so I can have good paper to paint on. And you can see, I think, you know, they're okay. Stamps are okay. But if I were to do them on a smooth paper, they'd be that much crisper. But you've got to do what you've got to do. So I think I'll just concentrate on one at a time. Otherwise, you know, I'll get myself in a right twiddle. A right 2 in 8, as they say here, which is Cockney rhyming slang for state. Get myself in the right state. A right 2 in 8. It's just what they say, I don't know. I'm not from London. Right, I've put 2 marks on my Timmy for 6.5 and 7, because I'm fed up of it not being long enough. So for my particular page, I'm going to cut it at 7 by 4.5, and then when I fold in all my gussets and everything else, it'll leave me with a 6 by 3.5, which is just perfect for these pages. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at this one. I'll show you what I mean. Yeah. Let's not work on top of the Timmy trimmer, eh? That would be an idea, wouldn't it? Yeah, you see here, I've got 1/2 inch here. So as when I put my journal card in, I've got somewhere to put the tab or leave it hanging out or whatever. So I've got a spare 1/2 inch there. So although this measures 6 by 6 that way, 4 that way, I want the finished pocket to measure 6 by 3.5. So I've cut my paper at 7 by 4.5 to give me 1/2 inch to fold over on each side. So let's go. So this is it. First thing I'm going to do is just colour the background a little bit. Should we have a roll call at this stage?
We could do.
Okay.
Judy.
Hi Judy.
Amanda.
Hi Amanda.
Justita.
Hello lovely Justita, and hello Sophia.
And tell Justita it started, so get on the big screen.
Get on the big screen. But hello Sophia.
Janya.
Hi Janya.
Roz.
Hi Roz.
Keung.
Hello Keung.
Jen.
Hiya Jen.
Mike.
Hi Mike.
Johnny.
Hi Gunny.
Linda.
Hi Linda.
Nancy.
Beautiful fabric, Linda. Beautiful. Hi Nancy. Hi Will.
Anita.
Hello Anita.
Jenlit.
Hi Jenlit.
Jilly.
Hi Jilly.
Louise.
Hello Louise.
Diana.
Diana.
Yeah.
Hi Diana.
Dixie.
Hi Michelle.
Jan.
Hiya Jan.
Tanya.
Who?
Tanya.
Hi Tanya.
Misty.
Hello Misty.
Sharon.
Hi Sharon.
I think we've got more than one Sharon. There are 2 Sharons.
And a Shaz.
JJ.
Hi JJ.
Debbie Harmon.
Hello Debbie.
Bonnie.
Hi Bonnie.
Joan.
Hi Joan.
Catherine.
Hello Catherine.
Kim.
Hi Kim.
Julie.
Hello Julie.
Colleen.
Hello Colleen.
Robin.
Hello Robin.
Rhonda.
Hello Rhonda.
Debbie Goss.
Hiya Debbie,
Who's a
welcome, welcome.
Cindy.
Hi Cindy.
And Diane.
Hello Diane, well welcome all of you.
Charlie.
Charlie, yes I see Charlie. Charlie plays. Pat, oh yes Pat. Hi Pat. Pat, the post seems to be finally moving. People are actually getting packages through. Well, I say people, 2 people have actually. So I'm ever hopeful. What a horrible time we've had here with this blinking postal service. It's just rubbish. It doesn't mean they charge any less though. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one first. Okay, and I used a stamp. This is the stamp I used, which is quite tiny, but we can make it work. And just in case, I do know, because Kyung's looked into it, that All and Create do ship to the States, and it's free shipping if you spend $75 or more. I think it's dollars, it could be pounds. I didn't put the backing onto this, so it's stuck to my thing. Oh dear. And $75 is not difficult to get up to, I can tell you. But, you know, if you wanted to get together a couple of you and get to $75, I don't know, it might be worth it. I do love their stamps, I can tell you. They have, I don't know, they're just beautiful. I really, really love them. I love my Timmy stamps, don't get me wrong. I really do. But I've never been so taken with stamping as I have been since I found these All and Create jobs. So that's going to be our stamp for the background, but I just want to make a more backgroundy background, more in the background. So I've got Distress Oxide in Milled Lavender, which is that gorgeous colour, and I've got a Distress Stain. These, I think, these little bottles were made before he started doing the spray stains. So as far as I'm aware, there's no oxides in this type, because they've all been superseded by this type. Not that that matters, it doesn't really matter a jot. So I'm just going to take this and just spray it a couple of times.
She loves your hairdo.
Oh, thank you.
She's going to the full screen, so she won't be commenting.
All right, well, enjoy anyway. Now this, because I've sprayed it on one side, it's, look, it's doing it before our very eyes. It's going like that, and all you've got to do to avoid that is spray the back, and it, look, it just lies down. Sit. It's amazing. It's amazing. Right, so I've got some water on there. I'm just going to make myself a little puddle here of this. This is Seedless Preserves. This is a colour I've never used before until started doing this thing today. Well, yesterday I did it actually. And I'm just going to get myself a paintbrush. I could do with quite a big paintbrush. Let's see what I've got in the land of paintbrushes. I found this the other day. You know, we're clearing up. There's nothing in there that's big enough. So I came across that set of paintbrushes. This'll do. Anything that's quite big will do. And that's probably dried out a bit by now, so let's put some more water on it. Just pick some of that up and randomly, let's just get it onto there. I don't want to put it directly on. You know, I could, but I'd just be a bit afraid. And you can see where it's too dry. But we'll go in with water in a minute and solve that problem. So let's just spray that out. And just get a nice colour going there.
Mr. Elf weighed in.
Hi Mr. Elf, how are you doing?
And now he's moved on.
He's got a short attention span, hasn't he? So I just want some of that on the background. Just like that, that's perfect. And I'm just going to dry that, and then I'm going to go in with a milled lavender. So I just want a background. So I'm sorry there's going to be a lot of drying and messing around today. It's just kind of the way it is. Let's just get some of this. I don't really want that on the top there, so just... It's really nice to give yourself the freedom to just play with your inks, I think. Because we have them, we buy them, and we have such great plans of what we're going to do with them. And they just stay in the drawer, and we do the same thing over and over again. Well, I'm here to tell you to get your inks out. Just dry that little bit there. That'll do. I would leave this ordinarily, but for the sake of time, I'll do that. Right, so now I'm going to put my milled lavender down, which is a really light colour, but it is an oxide, so it should oxides sit on top, basically. They're opaque. So let's give that some good bit of water. Now I've still got the seedless preserves on my brush. I'm not fussed about that. I just want to add little bits here and there. Need a bit more colour, I think. Too much water, not enough colour. It is a really light colour, this. Just get a background in. This is the funnest part of it. Is that even a word? This is the most fun part of it for me, doing the background. I love doing the background. See how it's going to work out. Right, so that's great. I've got lots of milled lavender on there, although it's not probably visible, too visible to you, but it is on there. So, did anybody watch the Tim Holtz live yesterday? What do you think of our new colour? Do tell me, I'm very curious to know. And then I'll tell you what I thought of it. There we are, that's great, that's lovely. So, I was going to say let's dry it, and I was going to spray it with water. That would have been just totally stupid. Let's just put some water on that, wipe that up. And this will dry lighter. It always dries lighter, which is a disappointment sometimes.
Move North Homestead loves the new colour.
Oh, really? Anybody else?
Cindy Brown says, good morning, Miss Pencott.
Good morning, Cindy.
She found you a few weeks back and I just adore you.
Thank you so much.
She's been trying to catch the live show to say hello.
Oh, well, hello, and you're very, very welcome. Nice to see you here. I'm just trying to clean my paintbrush out a little bit. That's all I'm doing.
No Timmy for me, still not purchasing.
Judy?
Jen.
Oh, Jen. Jen, you're being really good.
Linda doesn't think she needs a grey.
Well, I'll tell you what I think. When he first unveiled...
Robin's already liked it and ordered it.
Wow. When he first unveiled it, if you like, I thought it's being made a fool of, to be honest, because hickory smoke is very, very similar. It's just a shade darker, really. And I thought, oh, you know, I don't like this. It's like he thinks everybody's just gonna buy it just because it's a Tim Holtz distress product. And I felt like that most of the way through. And then when I was watching the makers' makes, I realised just how handy the oxide would be. Because for the same reason as this, it sits on the top. And you can never get picket fence to do anything. I mean, It's a bit of a non-entity, picket fox, if you ask me. But the lost shadow in the oxide, I think, could be quite a useful addition to the arsenal. That's what I think. So I might at some stage purchase it. I'm not in a hurry, put it that way, but I might at some stage. Right, so that's our background. Now I'm going to stamp on it. I'm just going to give this all a second to cool down a bit. It's still a little damp, this, so you know we're not going to get the crispest of stamps, but it is just a background, so we'll be okay. Right, so let's look at my fancy new stamping block, if you don't mind. I've gone all in with All and Create. I have. I've sold the house, whatever you call it. Farm. Sold a farm, isn't that what they say? Something like that. I've sold something. Right, so we're going to obviously need to print this more than once because it's not big enough. So I'm using VersaFine Clair. I'm using a colour called Purple Delight, which I've had for ages and never had case to use it. So I'm giving this a good stamp. And there are some numbers on this. I don't want that there. Thank you very much. So I want to make sure that the numbers are, you know, either all this way or all that way. So, right, let's, I just find it easier to stamp from the side. I don't know why, I just do. So I'm going here. Don't forget that 1/2 inch each side is going to be folded in anyway. So don't be too fussed if you're a little way off the edges. So just do my best with this one. This one is called, it's called Squared Digits. Squared Digits. Does that say squared digits? It's my new glasses as well.
Louise says you're getting right into stamping, Miss P.
Oh, I am getting right into stamping. Don't worry, you know, it'll pass.
And Darla Love says, I feel like my cross-supply purchases make the world go round.
I love buying craft supplies. I just love it.
Squared digits.
Squared digits. And it's all of the All and Create ones are numbered, and this is number 293. They're now on to the 900, so you can see this was quite a while ago. But that's okay. So I want my numbers going in the same way as they were before. I'm just going to move that so I can just get across a little bit and leave less of a gap. You don't end up seeing a great deal of this background, to be honest. But they say to leave it so the ink transfers. I don't want to leave it that long because this is not bone dry. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. So yeah, for those of you who aren't into stamping and stuff, sorry, you know by now that I just take mad fads into my head and, you know, I just have to work with them till they're gone. So I'm just going to move that across here a little bit, just so it fits in better with the one above. Yeah, I have mad crushes on various things. Stamping has never been one of those for me. I've never felt a competent stamper, ever. But it was just, what? Oh yeah, it was this. That's right. It was when we did this, and I just absolutely loved it. And I thought, ooh, stamps. Let's look into those. So I did. There we go. So I've just got one more to go. And this that was really all important to us now is very much in the background, and you can't really see very much of it. but it's better than it just being one colour. That would just be dull. We can't do dull.
Rhoda says that stamp reminds her of the solar system.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that.
And Candy says all and create blocks are good because you can bend them to get the middle good.
Yeah. Who said that, Candace?
Yeah.
Yeah. Candace is my kind of all and create go-to girl. Because she's been using them for a lot longer than I have. So I'm just moving that over there a little bit, just so it sort of fits in. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Look at that, flex. And of course, when you flex there, you push down in the middle. And on a small stamp like this, it doesn't really make a great deal of difference. But when you're doing a massive stamp, it's great that you can pull that up and really get some pressure on the central part. It's amazing, really. Every time I do it, I think it's going to break. Right, so there we are. That's our background. I'm very pleased with that. I'm just going to give that stamp a quick wipe over. I don't usually, but it's purple, so might be an idea. Right. Also in the background, I have some embossing. Now, I want to make this into the size that it's going to be, because there's no point me embossing over the edge of it. It's just a waste of embossing powder. So I'm going to measure 1/2 inch on each side. Hope that's straight. With my paper being a bit crunkled, it's not the easiest, but I think we're all right. There we go. Just going to leave that bone folder out, because then just cut the corners off, cut at an angle into the corner, then at an angle out of the corner. I'm sure you all know it by now, but you know what? There might be one person who doesn't.
And Nancy says, what is the name of that stamp block again? Does it have a name?
This one.
Stamp block.
Whether
it's the stamp block or the stamp, I'm not sure.
This is, it's by a company called All and Create. Can you see it? There.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah. All and Create. AALL and Create. And it's just called a border stamp block. They also do them in A4 and A7. So, you know, the A4 is like your letter. The A7's half of that. And I think they do them in small ones as well. But to be honest, I wouldn't bother with that because they fit on here. Yeah, they're amazing. It's magical. Because it is annoying if you haven't put it on a stamp platform and you pull your stamp off and you've got a blank bit in the middle. Oh man, that is annoying. I know you should use your stamp platform, but I'm not a lover of stamp platforms. Did we mention Shaz when we were going through? I don't remember mentioning Shaz, and yet I saw a name. So hi Shaz. So this is just folding it down to the size of the pocket that we want, which is 6 by 3.5. There we go. And doesn't that background look really nice now, I think? So anyway, so let's get the embossing stuff out. That, and that. What's that? Is that brass regular? That will do me nicely. This I'm using a sticky ink pad. It's called Watermark by Spectrum Noir. It's just a sticky ink to emboss with. This is my. I'm going to run over with this because this is still a bit damp, and there's always a risk that the embossing powder is going to stick to it where I don't want it to. So Just going to run over with that. It's baby powder and it smells divine. It smells like new babies. Right, and I'm just going to use this tiny stamp. It came from Timmy's Tiny Toadstools. There's a lot of tuz in there, and it's just the right size for a background of this size. Let's get some paper. Which way do I want it? That way probably. And open that. And let's get some of this on. I don't know why it's gone blue. Obviously I've used it with a stamp that had blue or something on it. I'm not that fussed, it's alright. I'm going over with brass. So making sure that my stamp is the right way up and that all my digits are that way up. Oh, it's got brown on it now. Oh well, doesn't matter. And I'm just going in from the edge a little bit, not a regular amount, just a bit longer here, less longer here, just random. That's the word I'm looking for. Random amounts. And if it wasn't that my ink pad was dirty, I wouldn't be able to see where I was stamping, but I just about can because it's so dirty. And I'm kind of holding in my head where I've been stamping, so I should be okay.
Cindy Brown says she's so excited to have you in her living room real time. My husband was behind me smiling because we're both artists, and I grab him and show him the different techniques you're using.
Oh, blimey. Don't. If you can get anything out of this, you know, and change it, use it, put it on your own work, that is fantastic. That's all I want. Oh, well, that hasn't worked at all, look, because it's stuck. That's quite interesting. It's stuck onto that purple ink. Well, I'm going to leave it like that. I'm going to leave it like that. That's what's happened to it. I can't make a better of it. So I'm going to carry on and do the other side. I'm not going to use the heat tool yet because that might dry out this bit here. So it's stuck to that VersaFine Clair ink. Even although I thought it was dry, it obviously wasn't. So what am I doing? So that's just the way it is. Let's put that back in there, shall we?
Rhoda says, would you recommend one of the stamp platforms, or do you think it's unnecessary?
For me, it's very necessary because I haven't got any good stamp platforms. I've got stamp platforms that Mr. F has found me in charity shops and things.
That's what she's saying. Would you recommend one of the stamp platforms?
I was just trying to explain that I haven't got any good ones myself. And so, yes, for me, it's absolutely amazing because now I've got a really good stamp platform. The ones that Mr. F's found me have tended to be kind of thick and heavy and easy to drop. So for me, it's thin, it's flexible. It's like magic, actually.
Yeah, you misunderstood me. The stamp platform, you know, like a Tim Holtz
stamp
platform.
Yeah.
Because you said you haven't got one, and then you said I've got one.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking about the stamping pad, sorry.
No, not the blocks.
The stamp platform, would I say to buy it? No. No, I wouldn't actually. I don't know whether it's just because I'm lazy, which could be. But it is just behind me there. It doesn't take any getting out. It just seems to take up a lot of room on the table, you know, because you've got to open it. I didn't look after my magnets, so they've smashed. And I just don't use it.
It probably largely depends on your style, doesn't it?
Probably.
Like if you want to do multiple stamps on a card, for instance, you want them to be in the same place.
Yeah.
What you do isn't... You don't put things in the same place, do you?
No.
So horses for courses.
Yeah. Personally, for me, no. I don't think I would. And I mean, having had a look at what Tim's cost, I think about 40 odd quid or something. Well, that's really interesting because that's just stuck to all the purple. So we're going to end up with something very different here to what I actually had planned. But
Hey ho.
hey, oh, these things happen. Sometimes they work out for the best. Who knows? So this is a really old embossing powder, but it seemed to work all right yesterday, so let's hope it works today. This might take a little while to emboss this because there's like loads of it. That's really strange. I honestly thought it would have been dry. Last week I introduced you to Timmy's embossing glaze. That's a different beast altogether.
Look at that go.
Look at it. Wow, look at that, guys. Might have been a mistake, but it's looking all right. Ooh, look at it. It's like magic, isn't it?
The good embossing powders, aren't they? And wow.
The wow ones, yeah. I've got two really interesting wow ones. I'll show you in a minute. Nearly there. Lovely. Well, that was not at all how it was supposed to be. But look at that. Who could be displeased with that? It's just gorgeous. Oh dear. Yeah, two interesting wow powders that I have. This one and there's another one somewhere. Don't know, I'll show you this one anyway. They're called mixed media powders. They're just brilliant. Look at it. Can you see it? It's all sort of turquoise and stony. It's just gorgeous. When you heated it, it's lovely. It's lovely. So I might introduce that at some stage. Right, so there we are. We've ended up with something not at all like what we thought we were going to end up with, but it's just divine. Now, I want this circle here, and I've put gold embossing on that, so that's quite interesting because I don't really want gold embossing on it again. Let's cut the circle out though. I used a die because I haven't got a punch that's 3 inches wide. And I'm going to use the same paper again. This. See if there's a clean bit to it. And it's the 3-inch wide circle. 3-inch diameter, I suppose, is a more accurate way of saying it. So I've got dirty bits on this paper, but that's a clean bit there. And it just doesn't fit in my little Timmy, so I can go through this one. Oh, shaky.
Yeah. Earthquake.
There we go. So that's my circle there to go. I'll leave all that there because I need it for the other one. To go behind. Now, I've got a bit of a problem because that's got gold embossing on it, but I don't want to introduce any more gold embossing there. So let's have a look and see what Timmy glazes I've got. Have I got something like Villainous Potion or something? That would be excellent if I did. Oh, that's the other mixed media one. Hammered it is. And oh, it's lovely. I'll show you. I'll try and show you next week. Have I got a yeah, I've got a purple here. Brilliant. That'll do me nicely. So, let's... I don't know. I'm tempted to put gold round the outside. You know, we've gone big on the gold. That's upside down. Shall I put gold round the outside? Ooh, it's a worry, isn't it? It's a worry knowing what to do. I think I might. So what I'm going to do is is something. I'm going to do something. Get my pencil out, I think. My embossing pen. No, that's the one with a brush on the end. Right, this is these come in two, and they're just sticky glue, just the same, except they come in pens and they're really useful. This is the one with a brush on the end, which I don't really need for this, and this one's got a bullet tip. So I'm just going to go around the outside of here with my bullet tip. And I might need to do this a couple of times because I can't really see where I'm going, but it should be something like all right. I've had these pens quite a long time, so I can't even vouch for how juicy they are or not. They're probably not that juicy, to be honest. I don't really care if it's the world's most perfect circle.
Catherine's got to go. She's got to go to work at the hospital.
Oh no. Thanks for joining us though, Catherine. Nice to see you. Hope you have a not too stressful rest of your day. Let's give that a try. If we have to go back into it again, we'll go back into it. And I seem to somehow have managed to get some stuff on there which I don't want. Oh yes, I was going to do it with Villainous Potion, wasn't I? Let's just see what happens here. Don't know if I think it's the right colour or not, but the right shade, should I say. Well, there's nothing going on there, so I'm going to go in there now and put some more, or some. It looks like it's never had any on there. Yeah, that's okay. Just before I close the circle, I'm just going to see if there's anything more in the centre that I need to brush out while I've still got a hole to brush it out. So that's just any extraneous bits of embossing powder. Ugh, still got some. There we go. That's not too bad. Okay, let's put that back in. This is the embossing glaze that we used last week. Of course, I haven't got a colour under it, so you're not getting its full glory, but I really love the Tim Holtz embossing glaze. Let's put my lid on there. Let's just glaze this up.
Joan's got to go. She'll catch up later.
All right, John, thank you so much for joining us. Take care. So it's shiny, it's nice and shiny. And I think we are about there. Just checking to see if it all looks shiny. I think it does. I think so. Anyway, that's going to go on there like that. And then we're going to have our flower on it. Well, no, I want to put something on there, don't I? That was where this all started from. What exactly am I going to put on there? I still like the idea of the goldy colour. So I'll just do the goldy colour. Why not? Do you lot talk to yourselves when you're crafting? Or is it just me? It could just be me. So I've got this, so I'm just going to use it again. And I only want it on sort of half of the circle. It's up to you. You can put it on all of it, should you wish. Of course, you can do what you like. Sounds like cracking at the window.
It was upstairs.
But I'm not saying it was him, it just sounded like him. I'm going in with the gold. Let's see what happens. It might be a disaster, in which case I'll have to start again. But no, I don't think it is a disaster. I think that's worked out okay. Right, let's put that away then. Yes, of all the embossing powders on the market, I think Wow, the named Wow, I think they are probably the best. Although Ranger do really good ones as well. Okay, I've got a bit of what I'd call noise in here. That doesn't really matter because the flower's going to go on that. So it'll be okay. I just want it to look nice around the edge. Here we go, it's going.
Rhoda says she talks to herself.
Oh, good.
As does Janya, Catherine,
Oh,
Tommy,
so we all talk
Cindy,
to ourselves.
Jen.
You talk to yourself, Jen. I don't know
Well,
why.
she says, I never talk to myself, she says to herself. Misty's always talking to herself while crafting.
Well, there you go. It's not just me. I feel a bit better.
Judy tends to argue with herself.
Yeah, I do. Should I have that? Should I have that? So there we are. That's going on there, and that's going to be all right. I'm quite pleased with that so far. You know, it's got some mistakes. Well, it's got some mistakes. So this is the flower.
Bonnie says, do you have that number of that stamp again when you get time? Please?
Yep. So that goes... That's going to go straight, that text. And this flower is going to go there. Okay, this is what we're building up to now, guys. I'm going to wash this stamp a little bit, just because it's got that watermark glue on it. You know, guys, I do seldom wash my stamps, but I think that glue might be just a bit much for it. It's only a little fond. I don't want to ruin it. I use it every day virtually. I never use the toadstools, but this stamp do not do good duty. There we are.
Charlie says she always talks to herself.
Excellent, Charlie.
When her daughter catches her, she asks if she's okay.
Yeah, we're okay. Of course we're okay. Just talking to somebody who understands me. Right, so I want this to be yellow. So I have looked out. I seem to have more yellow of these than anything. I've got squeezed lemonade, wild honey, which is a bit more orangey, spice marmalade, which is orangey. Is that it? Is that my... I've got antique linen as well, but that's a bit pale. Oh yeah, and this one, mustard seed. So I've got, you know, the full gamut of yellows. I don't know why Mr. F bought them as a job lot, so whoever it was that we bought them off obviously liked yellow. So I'm going to start with quite a pale one. Squeezed lemonade or mustard seed. I'll start with squeezed lemonade. And all I'm going to do is make myself a little pool of it here. That's a nice bright yellow, isn't it? There we go. And those of you that know your colour wheel will know that yellow and purple are opposites, therefore they go together. That's all I'm going to say about the colour wheel, because I can hear you all yawning from here. There she goes about the colour wheel again. Oh. So I've got my pool of yellow here, and here I'm just going to make myself a pool of water. Right, so I'm going to take my water, and I'm just going to go over a couple of these petals here with water, nothing else. Just in that section there. Then I'm going to pick my yellow up and I'm just going to drop it down. You don't need to do anything fancy.
Mike's got to go.
Oh, all right, Mike. Was it the colour wheel?
Yeah. No, so they'll finish it later.
Okay. So all I'm doing literally is painting this flower in a pale yellow. So I know you can all do that. So I'm just going sort of a couple of petals at a time, putting the paint in. I'm not even letting it move or anything like that. I am just painting it like that. So it's very, very doable. Nothing fancy. I'm putting the water down first just to let the paint to sort of move to where it wants to move to more easily, not just sink in as soon as we show it the paper. If you put water on first, it allows it to move around more readily for you. So more water, more paint. Yeah, didn't put any water on that bit, so you can see it's kind of a deeper colour than I intended it to be. Got water on there now, so I'm just going over that. Right, there we are. So we've painted our flower yellow, but it's pretty dead looking. You know, it needs depth is what it needs. So I'm going to go in for the wild honey, which is, this is the orange, the spiced marmalade, and this is the squeezed lemonade. So it's kind of halfway house, if you like. So let me just, I don't really want to get rid of that because I might want to come back to that later. So let me just put out another puddle that is wild honey, and you can see it's just a bit darker. And I'm just going to put out some more water because you do get through it quite quickly. And then I'm just going to make sure my brush is damp and then pick up some of this wild honey. And now I'm going to pay attention to where I'm going. But the petals are wet, so the paint will sort of move on its own, which is great. Saves you a job. So I'm just going where it would be darker. So where all these hatching lines are here, that's where the artist thinks it would be darker. And the artist in this case is a lady called Tracy Evans, who designed these stamps. And she has a YouTube channel if you want to watch her. And she's ever so sweet. She's a lovely lady. And she talks to herself. So what I'm doing, I've just got a bit too much of the darker colour there. I'm just going to get myself a piece of rag, or blue roll in this case. And I'm going to introduce quite a bit of water to that bit there, wipe it off, and then pick up some of that colour. Now if you can't do this, I suggest that it's either your card is the wrong sort of card, or your paintbrush isn't very good quality. In order to do this kind of trick of using your paintbrush as a sponge, you need proper paper and you need your paintbrush to be a watercolour brush. It doesn't have to be the world's most expensive watercolour brush, not by a long shot, but it does need to, in order to use it in this way, it does need to be a watercolour brush. And you can see now, well you can't because you're a long way away, but you can see, if I hold it up, that where I've pulled the colour out, there and there, it gives it, looks like it's bending. This is the lighter bit, it looks like it's bending. So that's what I'm going to carry on doing that all the way around. Do you think we could come in just a little bit? Would it be okay? So this bit down here I think is quite dark. So I'm going to add quite a lot of paint there. Ink, should I say. And I'm going around the outside first. Put the dark down and then pull it out. You don't need to pull it out all the way because you've already got that squeezed lemonade. That's great.
I can't go any further with this.
That's marvellous.
Losing you off the bottom.
It's marvellous. Don't lose me off the bottom.
So don't pull it towards you too much.
I'll try not to. So these bits here I think are dark, so I'm going to give them one coat of the neat ink. And then we're back to here where we're putting it on in the dark bit, picking up some water, pulling it out. Then dry your brush off and just pick up some of that colour from there. It takes practice. It does take practice, but I know you can do it. You know, because it's not difficult. It's just a knack. There we are, and then here, want it darker. Along there, get some water. Pull that out.
Charlie wants to know what was the name of that lady again?
Tracy Evans, Tracy, nothing fancy, Evans, Evans, Tracy Evans. She's got well, not a million videos, but she's got quite a lot. You won't thank me for telling you her name because now you'll need all the stamp sets that she uses. Oh dear. So just pull out the colour where you think it should be pulled out. I think this could do with another little bit of colour out of it. Looks a bit dark to me. Pull out what you can. There we go. Right, so that's all around it done, I think. So let's just go for the centre now. The centre is going to be darker. So I'm going to make that neat wild honey. I'm not going to water that down at all. I'm making it straight out the bottle. Like that, lovely. And then we come to these little ones around here. I'm just putting a little bit of colour in them, and then I'm going to go into the water. Don't need all that water, and just draw them out a little bit. Go around with your paintbrush that you've dried off and just pick up some of that colour. So there's only really 3 left to do now. So stick the closest to the inside will always sort of be the darkest, really.
Christine says, is that flower stamped on watercolour paper?
It's stamped on mixed media paper, actually. I'll show you the pad in a sec. So that's that. So just get some water on your brush, clean water preferably, otherwise you just add in colour, and let's just take some colour out of there. Just bring it to life a little bit, that's all. Just different shades. Sometimes you'll have to clean your brush again in the clear water because you've picked up that much paint, it won't pick up anymore. And there we have it. That's pretty much that flower done. I think I'm going to add some of the spiced marmalade just to various regions. It's few and far between. So let's just put that down there. And that really is an orange. It's one step up from the wild honey. So let's just go in there. Let's just put some in the centre, because I think that would be dark. And then just dry my brush off. Then just coming out a little bit from here. Just like that. That's fine. That's great. You don't have to be a painter, really. Well, you definitely don't. Just add some line work to it. So it's still yellow for all we're actually adding all this orange onto it, and that's because of the base we've put into it. So you know, you put your layers on and you think, why am I doing this? You're only going to see the orange. But the orange wouldn't work if you didn't have all these layers on it.
Flo says hi.
Hiya, Flo. Anything for the naughty step today? Anything to encourage me to leave this and go and sit on the naughty step? Wouldn't take much, Flo, to be honest. I could do with an apple crumble, Flo, or a gooseberry crumble. Oh, yeah. Gooseberry crumble. What do you say to that, Mr.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. So you can see now we really are building up our flower. It's got layer upon layer, and it's looking quite nice. Just drop in some little bits. I've nearly used all of that. I don't want to put any more out, so I think this one's looking a bit left out. I'm quite happy with that, I think. I think that looks okay. I hope you agree. So I'm just going to wash my paint out in whatever clear water is left there. Having said that, we have got our other ones to do. We've got these ones to do as well. So I'll leave that to one side just to dry. I'm quite happy with it though, it's quite nice. And this one, you can see, has got dark centres. So I'm going to start with the orange right in the... Oh, that's the wild honey, that'll do, that's okay. Right in the centre. So we're going to go about painting these. Are you alright?
Yeah, you're just wandering off the bottom.
Just tell me and I'll move back. So that's going to be dark down there, like that. And then get some water, and this time we're going to be pulling it out. So I've got the mid colour there, we're just going to pull that out. And then, same technique, wipe your paint, your brush so it's quite dry, and just pick up some of that colour. So we're doing this kind of the other way on, so you can see both ways of doing it. This one's coming out this way. A little bit of water. Across there and just pull a little bit out. So you've got the hang of this now. Where's my wild honey? I need some more. It's just to give it some definition, some shape, some interest, I suppose. So this isn't wet, I'm just going straight in with my wild honey, doing each petal where I think the darkest bits would be. And please take your time with this at home, you don't need to go quite so quickly. And then I'm picking up some water, some clear water, and I'm coming in into that colour. Like that. Dry your brush off and then just pick up some of that colour. There we go. So we're popping along through these ones. I did a lot of fussy cutting yesterday, I can tell you. By the time I'd done the ones, you know, the ones that are completed for today, and then the ones that I needed to do. Just need to wash my brush a bit. It's just gone a bit too much yellow. Too much yellow around the place.
Chestita says she just loves to watch you paint the flowers, so beautiful.
Oh, thank you, Chestita. I'm thinking people will be getting bored, actually, of flower painting. Unless, of course, you love flowers like I do. in which case you'd never be bored of painting flowers. There's a little bit more water required there. That's lovely. That's turned out lighter and I like that. So this is our last flower for here.
And Nellie says the flowers are lovely.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So into the clear water again and just pull that round. So you just want some bits darker, some bits lighter. And you'll get the hang of it. You'll just get the hang of it. Now I'm going to go into my spiced marmalade for our the centre of our flowers. You still see that on the screen? Yeah. And I'm just, before I do, I'm going to go into the plain water. Make sure there is some, oh, my brush is so dirty. Into the plain water and drop a little bit of water into the centre, then into my spiced marmalade and drop that in there. Same thing here, just in the centre. Just drop some of that spiced marmalade. Do, 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 do. And there's quite a lot of pigment there, so it's going to take a little while to dry. That one looks like it's missed out. There we are. And the fact that I put the water there will in time allow that to spread. Now I don't know if it, because I need to be drying things, because we're obviously trying to, you know, we haven't got unlimited time here. It might not spread the way I want it to, but we can always encourage. So I'm just lightly just moving that out a little bit. Not everywhere. Just, this is what it would do if it had time. It would make it wick its own way out, like that. But I'm going to dry them like that, and I think they look okay. Let's clean up the yellow department. I think I've finished with it. I love these little ones with the tops like that. I really like them. But as I say, they've stopped doing them because they've turned them into the spray stains.
Rhoda says you've given her inspiration while she crafts.
Oh, brilliant.
And just that you can never get enough of your painting flowers.
Oh,
your ideas make my brain hurt from ideas.
Oh, my brain hurts. What's the matter? Oh, I've got too many ideas in it. That's what I feel like every morning. In fact, that's what I feel like every night when I go to bed. I think, I can't wait to get up in the morning and see if X, Y or Z works, you know, or is it only in my head? And then I get up the next morning, it's like, oh, come on, get that out, see if it works. And then I get into trouble because I start playing and I don't make videos. Sorry guys, you've been a bit bereft of videos this week, but I've just been playing. Right, I'm just going to put those on the side 1 second because I want to show you the blue and yellow one that I did in the week when I was playing. I think most of you probably have seen it. Yeah. I need to make a space. Right, let's put these yellows away, shall we? Mr. F, my dear, please could you put those away? I'm being swamped by stuff. Yeah, well it all started when this bird that I painted ages and ages ago, and I was never happy with him because I don't like the florals that go around him. But I quite liked him, so I sort of kept him. And he's just been lying in a mess. That's all I can say. It's just a mess over there. And I was tidying it up and I came across him. And I thought, ooh, blue tit. I quite fancy painting a blue tit and putting it on one of my pages. But he's obviously not going to fit because he's a bit too big. I can't just cut him out. So I painted this one, which is a kind of looser style to the other one. It's more watercolory. I quite liked him. And then I thought, I don't know really. I'm going to mess around with that. So then I did this one, which is all fine liner. And just colours just dropped into it, very watercolory. And then, of course, I needed a background and whatever. And this is what, well, I'll say this is what I came up with. I got the inspiration from Pinterest, I must be honest. But these are these flowers. These are these same flowers that we've just been painting here. And there's 2 there and another 2 off another set there. Just an ordinary tag. That's one of the Tim Holtz wildflower stamps. Ordinary craft card that I think I bought from Hobbycraft. This in the background is that wood effect that I showed you how to do last week, was it? And these are just Tim Holtz die cuts there in the background. Oh yeah, and this is a Tim Holtz stamp there. The background I made just with blue and vintage photo. I can't remember what. Oh, I know, it was a gouache. That's right, I tried gouache on there because I didn't have a blue in an ink that I really liked. So I just watered down some gouache and used that around there. And then that's the twirly stuff. That's a stamp that I stamped on. So I came up with that. And that took me an entire day to do that. So that was another day where we had no video. So sorry, guys. That's my little blue tits. So I just thought you might like to see that. Put the blue tits over there in the blue tit house. Right, are you dry by now? Are you dry? Let me just... Oh, I want to colour that as well. I'm just going to do it in vintage photo, I think. No, that maybe not. I'll do it in antique linen. Just the stem. I just don't want it to look white, that's all. Sometimes you want things to look white, but sometimes you don't. So that's just taking the whiteness off it, that's fine. That's okay. Great, so I shall dry those. So if any of you want a comfort break, a brew, a coffee, a sandwich, whatever, it's a good time. Go do it. How are you doing, Mr. F?
I'm doing fine, thank you, Miss P.
You doing all right?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm still here.
Oh, good. Rose likes that page. I knew... 2 people were on my mind when I did the blue tip page. Judy and you, Ros. Because I know you like yellow and blue. Shall we have a brew? Shall we have a Sophia break?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not?
Let's do that then.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, just chat amongst yourselves. I've got another component to this that I need to add. That I should have added before. Right, I'll just leave those there on that warm media mat. As you can see on this one, there's this circle here that says beautiful day. And I really like it because it sort of balances up with that one. So, let's do it. It is, I just did it using a punch. And some more, oh, I was going to show you this is the paper that I'm using. I got it at Hobbycraft, it was on a sale. It's Daleroni mixed media. And it's great. I've never asked it to do anything that it couldn't handle. It can handle loads of moisture and stuff. So I'll keep using it. So this is my 2-inch punch. That's gone flying. Where's that gone to? Oh, who knows. One for the cleaner upper. There we go. So I'm thinking that in order to match with that, perhaps we ought to emboss around there again. Yeah, I think so. Okay, I've still got that out. I've still got that out, and I've still got that out. I've got everything we need. Short of nothing. That just look, I'm going to throw that away. It looks dodgy. Right, so I'm just going to go around the... Oh, I'm not. I'm going to paint this over with my talcum powder. Trouble is, by the time you get to this stage of a project, your hands are getting dirty. I don't know why. Oh, I must have picked up some embossing glaze. It's coming out sort of purple, but it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters because I'm putting purple over it anyway. Is everybody all right? Does anybody need to know anything? Has anybody asked a question that I haven't answered that I should have done? Right, let's put some embossing glaze on there. Where are my tweezers? I sent this whole pot flying this morning, so I'm not surprised everything's not in its rightful place. That's all right, I think. Let's pop that back in. Yeah, that's Villainous Potion, that one. And let's just emboss this. It's quite weird stuff, this translucent glaze, to see when it goes. Hard to make out, really. I think that might be it. I think so. I'm going to have to make space here, aren't I? Oi. You're next. Don't get too excited. Oh no, I've lost my day. Oh, here it is. You all right? Yeah. Right, so I think that's okay. And what I want it to say is beautiful day, like this one does. Yeah, that's what I cleared that for. Thank you very much. And I quite like it in that purple, actually, which was this one, wasn't it? But I'm going to have to... I did have it perfect on my stamp block here, and I dropped it, as you saw, so now it's not perfect. So I'm just going to have to...
Apparently, yeah, Sophia just yelled with excitement, woke her up again.
Oh.
She's having milk in her Fiona cup.
Oh, brilliant. And I'm having coffee in my Sophia cup. Ah, we're like twins. I think Kerry and Chloe are very busy making a journal, which I'm sure will be very beautiful. I think they're making digitals for it as well. Let's try that and see where we are. It's just these are two separate stamps, and if I don't get them right, they're going to look wrong. Because they will be wrong, that's why. Let's try it along here. I think the Y needs to be up a little bit. I had these absolutely perfect. I'm so cross with myself for dropping it on the floor. That was just stupid. I think that's okay. So I'm going to stamp it onto here. So let's hope it is okay. Otherwise I'll be crying.
Rhoda says, have you used your embossing glaze to colorise your paper dolls?
Yes.
She hasn't tried it and wonder if there's any pitfalls to it.
No pitfalls. The only thing that I would say, and that happened to me, was I was colouring in one of the little girls' dresses, and I think I was using Tattered Rose, doesn't matter what I was using. No, I was using Saltwater Toffee actually. There we are, that's fine. Now for a brief moment I have the chance to make that in gold if I want. And you know what? I'm just going to do it. What the heck? I'll come back to you, Rhoda, on that, because it's interesting. So I'm just going to hope that this just sticks where I want it, not anywhere else. Yep, that looks good to me. Yeah, what I found was that I had actually missed, I'd used the dabber, you know, the embossing dabber thing that you get, and I'd missed a really small section of the girl's dress. So I thought, well, no problem. I got my pens out and just went over it, put some embossing glaze on it, and it absolutely did not work. I'd gone obviously slightly over the margin of the bit that I'd missed, and it had come out like twice, like I'd done it twice, you know, 2 lots of stuff on it, so it was much darker. So I'd filled the hole in, but I'd made a circle that was much darker. So just beware and be careful that you actually do get all of it in one go, because there's kind of no takesy-backsies really. Okay, there we go. Beautiful day. Beautiful day. Lovely. I love beautiful days. Every day pretty much is a beautiful day, and if it's not, it's because you're not trying hard enough, I'd say. Right, so let's get some things stuck down. I don't think we're going to get round to the next one. I'll try and get the background done. Let's just make sure that's the right way up, and it's not. It's the wrong way up. Is that the right way up? Yes. It's just got little numbers in it, and they're not very visible, but I might as well try and get them the right way. So that's going to go there. That's going to go there. That's going to go there somewhere. Are you dry? Yes, they're dry. And that's going to kind of go there. Something like that. Kind of like that, I think. Okay, but the first thing to do is to stick down this. It all hinges on this. I'm going to use my Queen's. I've got a new applicator for my glue, which is great. Me telling you about it, I can't even find it. It's got a very, very thin nozzle. I'll have a look for it in a sec. Is anybody asking any questions that I can answer?
Well, it was only about the glazing.
Right.
Keenwood says she was going to watch my one on the colour wheel again.
Yeah.
As a refresher.
Yeah, good for you, Keong.
And she's still waiting for the one on the basic maths.
Well, it's very possible that Mr. F will be doing a video this week. I don't want to say it's probable, because it's horrible then when you've got pressure on you that you've got to do something. I don't like that myself, and I wouldn't do it to him. But it is likely that at some stage this week you will see Mr. F popping up. His cheery little face.
There'll be no face on it.
Oh no, there'll be no face on it, that's right. Where's my little new glue? Do you know? Can you see it anywhere? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here's my new applicator. Looks a bit like a syringe, doesn't it? Sorry for anybody who might have had needle injections in the knees or anything this week. I don't wish to. Don't. Oh, you're behind, yeah. But it's great. It's got. I'm not going to do because I'm not used to it. But it's got a little pin in the top, so every time you put You close it up. It's got the pin in so it can't gunge up. It's from Pink Frog, for those of you in this country. Right, I'm going to build this up, guys, with my tape. Well, with Nancy's tape. Well, she sent it to me, so I guess it's mine now. So I'm just going to just go down here and make free with my tape. I know that you lot are probably much more accomplished at using this stuff than I am, but I just want enough that's going to keep it up and keep it sturdy. There we go. Lovely, that will do. I don't want the stem to be up in an elevated position. Don't want it to be getting too big for its own boot. Now before I take that off, I'm just going to go round this edge with a black pencil. You can use a fine liner. I'm just going to use my black. It's a Stabilo All. I know Kyung has these. A few of you I think have them. They react to water, so you can put it down and pull it out with water. It's just a good thing to make a drop shadow with. But I'm just going to go very carefully around this line, around the circle, should I say. And it will just bring it to life. You'd be surprised how much it raises it from the background. Be careful though. It's very easy to skid off into the white area, and it doesn't really rub off very well. And I speak from experience. So just take your time, go around there like that, and you see it just pops it off the base a bit more. So let's take this off. Sorry.
Judy's admiring your poor thumbnail.
Oh, I know. Sorry. I always try and wear nail varnish so you don't have to look at it, but I forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I just didn't allow enough time. I'm just going to put a bit of glue on there as well. Belts and braces and all that. Yeah, I know, I gave it a right whack. Oh, I want some glue down the stem as well. Okay. So there we go. That's that on there. Just a little elevated, which makes it look nice. Stick the stem down. Oh, it looks nice just like that, doesn't it? If you just put a sentiment there, it would look lovely. Or a, you know, not a sentiment, but... Well, you could put a sentiment if you want a sentiment on your pocket. I don't know that I do. So the next thing that's going to get stuck down is the beautiful day. And it's going to be flat as well. So I need to work out where these are going to go. That way round, I think. So about there. I think that
says the colours are beautiful.
Who does?
Bernice.
Oh, Bernice, hello. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's it there. I think that looks okay. So I'm just going to take my pencil, which I know I'm going to do later anyway, and just mark that so I get it in the right place. Then put my glue on. Yeah, the pretty colours, aren't the lavender and yellow, or purple and yellow or whatever. They're really nice. Pleasing.
It now shows up all the work you put into the flowers.
Yeah, exactly. If you just put them on and they were dead flat, well, they'd just look dead flat, wouldn't they? Simple as. So being guided by that black line that I put on and trying to get my beautiful day straight. Ish. Is it straight? No. No, that's not straight. Now it's stuck. Oh my goodness me. Let's just have a look where that needs to be. think that's straight then. Is that straight? I think that's straight.
It's near enough.
Near enough for government work. There we go. Right. Lovely. And the only remaining thing to do is pop these on. Now you can, if you want, oh I need to go around there with that before I stick these on. If you want to, you can go around these with your black pencil before you elevate them, and it'll just give them a bit of a drop shadow. I don't know whether I feel like doing that or not. I might just leave them like that actually. But I am just going to go around the whole of this because I won't be able to get to all of it once I stick the other flowers on. Oh look, see what I told you. It's very easy to slip off. And I might be lucky actually. Yeah, it's coming off where the embossing glaze is, but it doesn't want to come off the rest. But I think the flowers might just cover that if I am lucky. I'm trying to do it again. What's wrong with me? Getting tired, I think. Right, so there we go. So if you wanted to make more of a feature of that drop shadow, if you just went in with your water brush or whatever and pulled it out, it would be more of a drop shadow, but that's fine, I think, like that. So this is going there. Now, I'm just going to put it up on some tape. So let's see what sort of job I can do here. I'm not going to put loads and loads and loads of tape on. Just enough so it doesn't sag. Nobody wants saggy flowers. So Judy, that parcel that you've been expecting, did it arrive or not? Because you said it was going to be delivered yesterday. I think that's probably enough, you know. I don't know, maybe there's my tiddly-liddly stuff. I don't know, I was going to put a little bit there. But I think we're probably alright. I'll just cut a little bit off here. It's the same difference, isn't it? Stick it there. Stuck myself to it now. There we go.
Judy's replied.
Yes, it arrived and is hippity hopping on the table behind me. Thank you ever so much. You're welcome. Right, that's all of that lot gone. Somebody was saying the other day, you know how this stuff sticks to you, and more particularly the stuff, you know, on double-sided? I think they said if you take it off and put it on a dryer sheet, drop it onto a dryer sheet, it kind of takes all the static out of it and it doesn't follow you around, because it's a right pain. We've been trying to buy dryer sheets over here, and I think we're not allowed to. We can't find them in any shop, can we?
No.
So I'm thinking that, I don't know, maybe the government thinks they're bad for the environment or something. I have no idea.
Justita says she got a Temu package. Was very happy with the dyes.
Timmy?
No, Temu. T-E-M-U. It must mean something to somebody.
All right, very happy with the dyes.
And
oh
she
well.
got a corner punch with fancy ends for only $1.68.
Wow. Any sort of punch for $1.68 sounds good. Punch. Right, so I think that's me pretty much done with that. I hope you like it. I think it's quite nice myself. I think that was a very happy accident that actually turned out to be all embossed. You couldn't do it if you tried, could you? So yeah, there's that one. Now I'm just going to quickly move on. Yeah, I want to show you this. This is the difference between the colour of ink that you stamp in. This is stamped in black, and you can see that, you know, it's clearly defined, it's got definition. This is stamped in that light greeny yellowy colour, and it's looking a bit more dead to me. You might feel completely the opposite way. If I'd stamped that in the same green, I might have got away with it, but because I've stamped that, it's not right. This one looks better to me. So that's that. Let's put that to one side, and I just want to talk to you about the well, you know, just go for it if we can. Just the background. There's no point me doing all the flowers and everything for this one. You know, you've seen me do that. I mean, these are a bit more complicated in all fairness, the two colours, but I'm sure you can work that one out. It's really nice, that one. I like it a lot. It's the same stamps exactly. Everything's the same. Apart from the colours. So let's get this cut down to size, which is 7 by 4.5. And then we'll make a start and see if we can get a background at least. What time is it anyway? Oh, blimey. I've been rabbiting at you a long time today. Okay, so let's put some of these purples to one side. I've forgotten I even had a coffee, so I must not forget that. Is that, what's that? That's vintage photo. That's purple. Okay, right, okay. So that's most of the purples put to one side. I'm just going to kick back for a second and have a drink of my coffee.
Apparently Temu is an online shopping thing, and you can buy the things that you buy on like Ali.
All right.
On it.
But they don't take so long to come.
I presume.
Yeah, probably at some sort of repository in the States, would you think?
Yeah, or possibly Canada.
Maybe Canada. She got her order very fast. All right.
Just you got 32 things for $25.
Janice says, blimey. 32 items for $25. Oh my goodness. Love the colours of it. I thought you might, Nancy. Yeah, I know you like your purples. I do bear you guys in mind, you know, certain people evoke, certain colours evoke certain people to me. And Nancy, you always evoke purple to me. Judy, blue and yellows, rose. I don't know, you just stuck in my brain like that. As I get to know new folk and know what colours they like, then, you know, I'll have different people to associate. Right, so let's just damp this down. Do the back so it lies flat. Oh, look at that, I had yellow on there. Marvellous. We're off to a flying start. Right, I used, on the one that I did, I used this, which is Dina Reevely. Yeah, Dina Reevely. Dilutions ink spray, and it's called Desert Sand. It's a little bit dark, if I'm honest with you. So I'm going to move to the Distress Stain in Antique Linen. I didn't know I had it, otherwise I would have used it first off. So I'm just going to put it on the background. Dotty, dotty, dotty. And I'm going to apply a little bit more water. So this one probably will end up being lighter than the one I've already done. Because, as I say, I'm using Antique Linen instead of Desert Sand, which was, if you see it, it's quite orangey. Mind you, I have used Rusty Hinge on top of that as well. Right, so that's fine. I think we might have even covered up the yellow, which would be good. I think we have. If it's not where you want it, just go in with your fingers and move it around. Don't be afraid to do that. This has got a lot of water on it, so I can move it around like that. Anyway, kind of get it to where I want it. Don't really want this big line here, so let's just do away with that. There, yeah, quite like that. I just get some tissue. I just don't want that bit there or that bit there. They're dry too dark. I'm just going to give that a quick dry whilst I get a... Could you get me a throat lozenge, please? Yeah. Don't. I just haven't got two hands.
Enough, I always thought you did.
Two free hands. Oh, I wanted to show you those embossing powders. Let you see what they look like, because they're magical. This has already got something in it. I don't know what. I'm getting to the point where I want to give up. No, I don't.
She said she loved the colours.
Yeah.
Chestita loves blue and white.
You love blue and white, Chestita? Judy likes blue and white as well.
Nellie likes purple, yellow, orange and spring green.
Orange and spring green. Nellie, I might stick on the spring green there because I haven't got anybody else apart from me who's totally loopy about spring green.
Judy loves blue and white, especially blue and white gingham.
Yeah, I know you do, Judy. So it's just...
Chestita's not a pink person.
Not a pink person. I wouldn't say that I was a pink person. But I absolutely adore cream, olivey, spring green and pink together, especially if it's that dusky pink. That's my very favourite colour combo. I absolutely love that.
Esther just loves blue. Someday her kitchen will be Delft blue and she'll love it.
Oh, we've got a dresser in our kitchen and on all the shelves we've got blue and white.
Yeah, Chestita's got 3 sets of blue and white dishes, willow and 2 from England.
Oh yeah, I love blue and white crockery. Right, so I've got a little bit of colour on there. Now I want to add some blue to it. So I'm going to add the Distress Oxide. This is nearly like at the end of its life. Poor thing. And it doesn't really work. Whoa! That worked. I'm afraid of it now. I'm afraid. So I'm just adding some of that. Kind of willy-nilly, but I'm going to have to go into this bit here with some water because that's kind of rather a lot. Let's just get that to run off the edge a little bit. Get rid of some of that. What a shame, what a waste. But what can you do? That's the thing about sprays. That's why I like the bottles better. They're much more controllable. I do like duck egg blue. That's probably one of my favourite Timmy colours. This one here, what's it called? Speckled egg, that's the fella. Not duck egg blue at all. So I'm just... You see where it mixes, you're getting this sort of greeny colour, that's fine, that's alright, don't worry about that. Let's dry that off. You can always leave these to dry naturally, and to be honest, if you do, you'll get a much better result because it carries on wicking, which is lovely. But this is what we are going for. See, this is all really lovely. That where the big accident happened. Oh dear, it's not so good, but never mind. We've got another colour to go yet, so we should be able to cover that up. And this, getting to this sort of stage, this is trial and error and experimentation. You know, if I was to start again now, I would never get another one that looked like that. And that's the beauty of it. Anytime when you've lost your mojo and you're sitting there and you're looking at your stuff and you think, oh, I can't. just make a whole series of backgrounds. You know, dry them off and put them in a file, and then the next time you've lost your mojo, get your backgrounds out, have a look at them and think, oh yeah, well that would look quite nice. I say Keong started an art journal, and I think that's a lovely, lovely, lovely thing to do. You know, when it's just for yourself, you're not making anything to sell, or you're just doing something for yourself, for the joy of art. Right, so there we are, that's that pretty dry. So now I'm going to go into this broken china. It's quite a blue, I can tell you. It is quite a blue. And I'm just, because of that, I'm going to make a puddle off to the side. That's a lot of ink. And I'm going to implement this brush that I used before with purple. Maybe that's not a good idea. It's still got purple on it. Yeah, it's still got purple on it. I'll find another one.
Right.
Okay.
He'll be back in a sec.
He'll be back in a sec. Back in a tick. Yeah. Another colour that's grossly underused, I think, is antique linen. It's a fabulous colour. It just doesn't get a run out in the park very often. So far I've just got antique linen, and I've got my speckled egg, and this is broken china. Thank you, my dear. So I'm going to just add a little bit of water to that, and I'm just going to add this around the place. This is not the best brush for this, I'll tell you that for nothing, but it'll do. You can use any method you like of getting it on there, your finger, a dauber, anything that you've got. So I'm just adding it kind of willy-nilly. I want to try and get rid of that big boo-boo there. You see, it just adds interest. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water to some of those areas. Just see if it wants to move at all. Not much. Okay. Let's add more water then. There we go. That's nice. I like that. I like that. I've finished with that blue now, though. Definitely, that is way blue enough. So let's dry that off. Once again, when it's wet like this, if you turn it over and spray it on the other side, it'll lie flat, but will be okay. I'm just mopping that up because it had gone very green. There are green bits in it, but I don't mind that, it's okay. And I know that some people call this mixed media, and oh no, I never do mixed media, blah blah. I don't know how mixed this media is. It's a piece of paper that we always start with anyway, except this happens to be mixed media paper. And it's inks that we use all the time. I haven't introduced anything weird or wonderful, it's just paper and inks. So I don't even know if it classes as mixed media, really. I mean, the techniques, yeah, they're probably mixed media techniques, but just go for it and have a go. You don't need to show anybody ever. Try it. If you don't like it, as we would say, sling it on the back of the fire. Nobody will ever know. I have loads of mistakes. Don't know, Mr. F? I have loads of times where it goes conky.
Yeah, not as many as me, but yeah.
That's okay. That's pretty dry. So that is, it's quite light. It's quite light, that, but I quite like it. And what I'm going to do now is I've got my Rusty Hinge Distress Spray Stain. This is the muckiest bottle in the world. It's impossible to keep clean. It's leaking from somewhere, but it doesn't seem to matter where I tape it. It seems to be leaking from somewhere else. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to sprinkle, splatter whatever you call it.
Dribble.
Just do that. Get a good view on there. Don't forget that this part or that part's going to be covered, so you want the splatters in the other areas. There we go, that's lovely. I love Rusty Hinge. It's just adorable. Let's just wipe that up before everything around me becomes Rusty Hinge. Right, now I'm going to go in with water. Look at that. Oh, that makes me happy. That makes me happy. I love that. I love it. Now, I've done it in colours that I know I like, that are kind of Timmy colours, kind of grungy colours, kind of rusty colours. You can do this with any colours that you like. You really can. You know, you could use all greens and then, you know, put a splash of like forest moss or something on the top, rustic wilderness, whatever. But give it a try. Just try it and see what happens. And you know, I know a lot of us have got the spray stains. We've bought them when we were feeling brave and I haven't done anything with them really. So I urge you, please, but don't try and do it on your paper that is not set up to do this, because it won't work, and then you'll think that you're useless, and then you'll say you can't do mixed media, and that'll be the end of that. And it's not true. A lot of it, most of it, I would say, is down to the kind of paper that you're using. Because the inks are the inks, they're just the same, no matter what. I love this background.
I was laughing at you using the word conky.
Conky. Well, you know what I mean, don't you? Not right. A bit off. So far off it's going in the fire. Right, so what I want to do now is get it down to the size that I want for my pocket. Oh, isn't that pretty? Do you think? Kyung thinks it's amazing, and to be honest, if Kyung thinks it's amazing, it's good enough for me. Kyung is a very talented artist. And she doesn't give herself half enough credit. Not even a tenth enough, actually. Right. So I'm just going to put my 1/2 inch, oh, that medium, that's hot, lines in, and then I can fold my pocket in and just go around the edges with some, I think vintage photo is probably going to be the order of the day for this one. And we'll see what it looks like. But as I say, I think the thing about these is the background. If you can get the background right, the rest you won't have a problem with at all, I don't think. I mean, you could fussy cut, you know, the way that I've painted flowers. You don't have to do that. You can fussy cut them out of a magazine if you want, you know, anything, and stick them on. You don't have to put yourself through painting them. But don't worry, I haven't run out of backwards. I haven't run out backwards. That would be worth seeing. I can't run forwards. I haven't run out of backgrounds yet. There's still loads to go. And I've still got, you know, stamps aplenty. Got lots of Timmy ones. And I'm gathering a nice collection of All and Create stamps, which are beautiful. They have turned to my head.
Misty says maybe I missed it. Can it be done on watercolour paper?
Yes, yes indeed. The reason I'm doing this on this mixed media paper is because it is 250 GSM. And that's about as thick as I can deal with for the pockets for my infinity journal. If it's thicker than that, it just makes the pages too thick, and watercolour tends to be about 300. So yeah, watercolour paper is absolutely perfection. That's a bit of a conky corner there, Janya. Right, so that's what we're left with. Look at that. Come on. That's lovely. Right, so where's my vintage photo? There it is. So I'm just going to go around the outside just to kind of bring it in, see what it looks like. See what you think of it. And I know a lot of you don't like this style, I'm sorry. But I do. But I do.
Suck it up.
Suck it up, Buttercup. So there we are, that's the background, and I will go on to paint and do all the other stuff that I did with the other one, but you know, I haven't got time at the minute. But I do want to show you those two embossing powders. Look at that. That's even nicer than that one. It's just gorgeous. And the difference is that was oh, I thought they were a different size. I thought I'd mucked up again. This was antique linen in the background, and this was that Dilutions Desert Sand, which was a good bit darker. So there we have it. That's something else. So let me just quickly show you these two. That's the hammered one, and this is this one. And I need some, I've got something there. What shall I emboss? What shall I emboss? Just a square of paper, I guess. I'll just cut out a circle. It's quite large though, isn't it? Well, I can do it in half and half. Yeah, that's what I'll do it half and half. Where's my bit of paper that I use for embossing? I don't know. No, it's not really big enough. Here, got it. Can you imagine the strew that is before me, that is my desk? Right, so let's do half of this first. Look at the state of that. I don't know how I'm going to do half. Fold it in half maybe might be the solution.
Tommy's got to go, she's going for a rest.
Oh, look at that. Have I worn you out, Tommy? Sorry. Have a nice rest, my dear. So I'm just putting this watermark stuff on here, and I think I'm just going to press it down. Make sure I've got it good. My hands are so dirty that everything I'm touching now is just manky. Right, so I'm going to shake that up. I don't know if you're supposed to, but it does separate out, so I'm shaking it up. I can't get into it. I'll use this one.
Has it ever been open?
I think so. These are really kind of big granules.
Yeah,
No, do you want some scissors?
Yeah, it's never been open, it's got a seal on it.
Oh, right. I'm making it up then, aren't I? It might be horrible. I'm not sure that I've got good coverage with this. Don't think this was the best way to show you, but never mind. No, that's pants. That's absolutely pants. Let's put that in the bin. Try something else. I've got so much on there I could do that. What exactly am I going to use? How about a butterfly? How about this butterfly here? Let's use the back. Thank you. Right, I think I will use my dauber. I think that might be the way forward. I think that's my new dauber. That's my old one now. Right. So I'm going to do half of it. Oh, that's horribly sticky. Yeah, I feel a bit more confident with that, to be honest. There we go. So I'm going to pour that over there. Lovely. Yeah, you obviously get quite a thin coverage. I don't know whether you're supposed to do it twice. It's really big grains, but I've done it before and I got quite good results, so I'll leave that like that. Heat it up. Where's my tweezers? See what happens. Oh, there it goes, there it goes, there it goes. There it goes. Oh my goodness me, I love that. Let me show you that. It's to die for. Look at it. Looks like hammered metal. You see it? It's just gorgeous.
Go this way a bit.
I love it. Right, let's do the other side. Let's put the lid on that first before we ruin it. Spill it everywhere. So now I'm going to do this one. That one was called Hammered. This one's called C. And Mr. F says it's a new bottle, so I've obviously never used it before. So I'll wait with bated breath to see what it looks like. There's two distinct components to this. One's like turquoise and the other's not.
Judy Gunlock says, can you show them the label after you?
Yeah, certainly I will. Without a doubt. There we go. Let's put that away. I think there was more than these two available. I think they make more than these two, that's what I should say. But when I went to purchase them, because I'd seen them on Seth Apter or something like that, I think, possibly. When I went to purchase them here, there was only these two. So I bought them. Oh, it's going, it's going.
You see, because of the thing.
What thing?
You're directly above it.
Oh my goodness me. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, look at that.
Drop down a bit.
Mr. F's coming to help you out so you can see it.
Come this way. Drop it down and then come up. That's it.
I don't know if you can see that, but it's really textured. The dark colour is like it's a similar colour to this, but it's all melted. It's divine.
I'll pop it on there and I'll.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. Look at that. How gorgeous is that? That's the one that's called C. Has quite stolen my heart, I can tell you. I love that. Thanks, Mr. F. That's genius. While you're there, could you hold these up, please? The Ranger, that's who they are. Ooh, I'm telling you, that butterfly would look nice on there. Or that.
That's the C one.
Yeah. Made by Ranger.
Made by Ranger. And that one is the hammered.
The hammered, to me, looks like it's in the sea as well. That metally bit in the sea looks like the hammered. But how gorgeous would that look? Not a butterfly necessarily, on there. Oh, my mind.
They have numbers.
Oh, do they?
The hammered one is EPM 64008 and the C is EPM 64053.
Did everybody catch that wants to catch it? I know, it's beautiful.
I don't know if I can
Yeah, Ranger. It's a Ranger product, which I hadn't retained in my mind.
No, not coming.
No,
Not catching that number.
no. But I would say out of the two, that's C. Oh, but the hammer. I mean, the hammered is lovely as well. They are fantastic. I'm so glad I took the time to show those to you and to myself. So what have we done today? Made a right mess. But we have achieved some bits, haven't we? We've achieved this background, which I love. We've achieved this, which is really pretty. And we've had a look at these mixed, I think they call them mixed media powders. Mixed media powder. Yeah. So yeah, I can no longer say this is not a mixed media piece because, well, no, I didn't use them in there. So that's it. I hope that you have indeed a beautiful day.
The original two that we started with.
Yeah, these two here. So you can see, as I was saying, I think this looks better with a move across with the black stamp. To me, it looks better. It looks a bit more alive. That one, no. I really like the fact that we mucked up and ended up with gold embossing powder all over the back. It's really, really nice. So that's those two. This one, I just haven't, I mean, you know how long it takes, and it takes even longer for this because it's two colours. So we've done the background, that's the important bit. The rest I know that you can cope with. So that's what we've achieved today. And then we had a look at the beautiful, beautiful mixed media powders, which are, yeah.
That'd look nice on that page.
Yeah, I know. It's not going on because it's not a butterfly type thing. But it would go nicely. So there you go, guys and girls. That's it, guys and girls. I hope you've enjoyed today. I've really enjoyed today. It's been right up my street. It's doing things that I really love, and I love showing you how to do them. Please have a go, because all you need is the right paper. That's it. Paper and water. And just keep messing around. I mean, you saw what I did there. There's no secret to it. It's just a bit of dabbing and a bit of water and a bit of spraying and a bit of drying off. And there you have it. So, thank you very, very much for joining me today. I will see you during the week. I don't know how many videos I can manage during the week. I don't think I can do every day. It's just a bit much for me, really. But I'll try and do my very best. And I'll see if we can get the Edith book finished more than anything, really. And I'll see you all soon, and thanks for joining me. Have a lovely rest of your day or lovely evening, whatever it is. Thank you now. Bye.
Well, everyone, be safe. Take care. Be kind. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.